Hi, it's Sandra King here with the second in our series about boccia basics. So last time we looked at controlling the direction the ball went, and we talked particularly about success and fun. And those are real key elements when you've got people starting in the game. And I suggested that you might like to always start with something that people can be successful at and have some fun with. Probably want to finish with something that's nice and fun as well. We're now going to have a look at controlling pace. So pace is the amount of speed you can give the ball, how far can you throw the ball, how much can you control the distance of the ball. And I think it's a great time to start actually introducing the boccia court as well. So on my table here, you've got a very basic boccia court. You can see we've got the V line in here, and I've got the 5 metre penalty box and cross, and we're using the end of the table as the back line. So when you're controlling distance, this is a pretty hard skill for some people to do. So they might not be able to achieve very much distance. So don't forget, you can go to those hard balls and use those to help them to get a bit further. And they might be able to throw, but actually they can't very easily control that throw. So we want to start with a really big target area. So in using the court, we can start to look at areas that are in front of the jack ball line or the V line, that are between the V line and the centre cross, that are beyond the jack ball cross, penalty box, and before the end. So those are really big target areas. If we think in terms of the court, mid of the V line is at 1.5 metres, the penalty box, centre of the penalty box is at 5 metres, and the back line is at 10 metres. So they're really, really big spaces to be aiming into, which again means that you should start from a point of success. So you can reduce those. So now when we're looking at space, we want to increase the challenge, we can make those spaces smaller. So it could be as simple as, I'm going to move these cones across and I want you to get it into this box. So this box would still be 3 metres apart from the centre to the edge of the court, and it would still be 5 metres deep from the penalty box to the back line. So that's still a very large box, and gradually you can bring these in and make that box smaller. Okay. We can also look at different areas of the court by doing that. So we can divide the court up and have some players aiming here and some players aiming here, as an example. And we can start to realise what is a comfortable distance for a player to play at. So this is where you might also start to introduce the idea of the jack and the first ball. So having been able to play a certain distance, can you play 2 balls in a row to that same distance? We're starting to think about how you can throw in the same way. You might not have introduced the technical process yet, that's for later. Don't forget, these are fairly new players that are coming in. So you're giving them these big, big targets. Well, I've got a few other ideas for big targets as well. So one would be rolls of wallpaper. So we don't use wallpaper an awful lot now, but a lot of people will have a roll of wallpaper in their garage somewhere. So do ask around. I'm using kitchen towel because it fits better with the table. But here's an idea. You can actually roll it out across the court. So you've got a nice wide space to be aiming into. And the idea might simply be to stop your ball before, or to put your ball on, or to get your ball over that line. So 3 different ways. Again, getting it over the line and getting it to stop before the line will be easier than getting it to stop on the line, which is a smaller space and has a reduced depth. There's lots of things that you can use as targets as well. Now, unashamedly, for my international friends that watch these, I've got a St George's cross here, which is the England flag. I know we always confuse you with Great Britain and England. This is our England flag, and as you can see, this one's pretty big. This is one that we often use if we go away as a team together. So, but we can buy these flags really, really cheaply. So this is a great target. And again, it splits up into different areas. So somebody might be aiming at the entire target, which is too big for me to even hold. And somebody might be aiming at each of the 4 corners, or even to stop on the red line. So other flags are available. And you can have different parts of your flag. If your flag has got different colours on it, or different designs on it, you can aim at different parts of the flag. And you can get those quite big or small. Anything you can do to change the size, and ideally change the depth. So if they're struggling with this, we won't make it wider, we'll make it deeper, so that now there's a more. So in fact, what we might do is say, okay, one sheet isn't quite enough, let's put another sheet across here as well, and make this target area a little bit easier because there's more of it. And then we can gradually reduce that target area down. So how are we going to control distance? Well, if you've got somebody who throws who can't adjust their power, one of the things you can do is to get them to aim at different points on the court. On the whole, if you aim straight down, the ball is going to hit into the ground quite hard, and that will absorb some of the energy and help to control the ball from going too far. And if you can throw out so the first point of contact is further away from you, it's likely that the ball will roll further. But even better, if you can go to an underarm shot, then you'll be rolling along the line of the ground and your power is going along the line of the ground. So an underarm shot might be better for going further. So again, if you've had someone that's come in with a dart shot or an overhead shot, this might be a good time to look at whether they've got an underarm shot. Excuse me. So control of distance, much, much, much harder than controlling line. Introduce it with a big area for success and gradually decrease the depth of that area. Have lots of fun with this, and I'll see you again next week.